TJ, I mean, you played in playoff games here. You played a lot of Ravens games here. Does it add to it that it's these guys in the postseason now?
I don't know if you can add to it, honestly. Excited to play in the playoffs. Wasn't able to do it last year. Want to play better than what we did a couple weeks ago when we played these guys. Feel like we're capable of playing much better football, especially as a defense. And I feel like we had a really good week of practice.
TJ, what was better in the first matchup than the second from a defensive standpoint?
I think create takeaways. Tip passes were being caught. We were able to get the football out. When the football was out, we were able to recover it. We were able to get hats to the ball, stop the run. Things that makes defenses great. There is no secret, especially this time of year. Teams that are playing physical football, getting as many hats to the football as possible, being opportunistic as a defense are going to win the game.
TJ, same question from the other perspective. What did they do better against you guys, you think, in round two, and what's your counter to that, particularly when it came to Lamar and Derek's interchange?
They were able to run the ball effectively. They were able to take care of the football. Just saying the opposite to what I just said, but I think they're a dangerous offense, and it's no secret that they have a lot of playmakers, and they can stick to the run if they want to. They don't have to, or Lamar can get out of the pocket, or he can stay in the pocket. They have a lot of guys that they trust, especially in the red zone with 80 and 89. So there's a lot of stuff you have to worry about. But more than anything, we need to worry about ourselves and playing good football.
TJ, not having a playoff win here, is that motivating, frustrating, something you don't even think about?
I mean, it is what it is. It's my story. Since I've been here, I won a playoff game, and been saying it this whole season. You guys know how important this is to me, and it starts with having a great day, day in and day out. This whole week, today was a good day. This whole week was a good week. But if we've learned anything about these last 4 weeks, it doesn't matter how well you prepare, how good you feel about your preparation, if you don't execute on game day. You can't add juice. You really can't. I mean, if you don't get up for these games, then I don't know what you're doing. It's a huge game because we're in it. Obviously, the Ravens, divisional opponent. It's great that we have 2 games to look at for film just to see those intimate relationships that Mike T always talks about. But there's definitely going to be wrinkles. There was wrinkles from week 1 to the last time we played them. But more than anything, the thing that sticks out is being physical, stopping the run as early as possible, and creating those turnovers.
What kind of a difference does having a guy like DeShon Elliott back on the field for this game, missed the last Ravens game? What does he add in terms of helping to stop the run?
Huge. I mean, he's a guy that exemplifies that, a guy that plays fast, a guy that's physical, has a ton of tackles, a guy that you can really rely on. So I'm excited to have him back.
As you talked about, like, your stat is part of a bigger thing where you guys can struggle to get out the first round. What gives you confidence that this team can be different?
I mean, we've had a hell of a good year until these last couple of weeks, honestly, and we know that we have the talent. We have the coaching staff. We have the scheme. We have everything that a good football team requires to make a playoff push. It's just a matter of playing good football collectively, and we haven't been doing that lately, but that doesn't mean that we can't get it back. And it's much easier to get something back than it is to try to rebuild it or build it from the start, excuse me. And we've had a great week, but I feel like I've said that a lot this year. It's all about executing.
TJ, you said you can't add any juice, but does playing for this organization, as one that's won 6 Super Bowls, add any pressure, or does it give you maybe the feeling that it's more accomplishable, something you can accomplish because it's been done here?
I don't know. It's just is what it is. I say all the time that there's a big difference between guys that come back that are Super Bowl champions and guys that aren't. And that's not a slight at the guys that aren't. I'm one of those guys right now. But there's definitely an aura and a sense to a guy that has won a Super Bowl. And there's a togetherness, a close-knit group of guys that when they come back for those alumni weekends, they hang out and they bond and they talk about their successes on and off the field and that Super Bowl run. And we want that. Every guy in here wants that. Don't confuse any of this lack of success for lack of effort. Everybody's trying. We're turning over every stone that we possibly can to be great. We want to be great. We just need to do it together. And that's not saying that we haven't, but we just need to do everything collectively and play complementary football when the time matters most. And there's definitely a sense of urgency because it's the playoffs in the National Football League. This is what everybody plays the game for.
The takeaways are obviously in your guys' identity. You've been one of the best in the league at it over the years. But can a defense be too reliant on turnovers? I mean, do you ever wonder if that's the case with you guys?
Not at all. I mean, You want to be opportunistic. You want to strike the football. It's just getting back up with it and getting as many hats to the ball as you can. So if you do miss on the punch, you have another guy right there to help you.
TJ, maybe not the number of turnovers, but did you feel like you took a step against Cincinnati to the way you guys want to play as a defense?
I mean, there's good things that come out of every game, even if it's not the result that you are looking for. So there's a lot of good that came out of that game. There's also a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on, and that's what was so crucial about this week. It was nice to practice outside and get in the elements and not be on the turf all week, and get those things corrected.
Anything else?
I think you said it coming off the field against Baltimore. We didn't get a 3-and-out. So to that point, how important is it to win more often on first and second down so you can put yourselves in advantageous positions on third?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, anytime you can limit the playbook for an offense, it's huge. It allows you to kind of get a beat on what they're trying to do. And 2nd and 7 is a whole lot different than 2nd and 2, same with 3rd and 2 as opposed to 3rd and 10. So we're trying to get in situations where we make them uncomfortable, get them behind the sticks. But it's a lot harder to do than just come up here and say it.
Just stopping Derrick Henry because you really enjoy running through people's faces. How excited are you to be on the field in this one after missing the last Ravens game?
I'm just happy to be a part of Steelers versus Ravens football. Playoffs, huge game, round 3. It's not about who I line up in front of. In my head, it's just nameless, faceless, jersey numbers. So I'll hit anybody, I'll hit a wall. It doesn't really matter to me.
Where does that come from? Where does that run through somebody's face attitude come from?
It's instilled in you. It's not something you can learn. I've been doing it for a long time, when I was a kid. So I don't know. I'm a little off here and there. I think that's what it is.
John, you guys feel like you did some things or built some momentum in that Cincinnati game with some of the things you guys were able to do?
I think we played better. We didn't play like ourselves fully yet, but I think this week was a great week of preparation. We're going to go out there and compete, play to the best of our abilities, play together, communicate, and come out with a dub, hopefully.
Any emotion to this because it's them in the playoffs?
It's playoffs, man. I've heard this organization hasn't won a playoff game in a while, so it's not about who we play. It's about just winning this game and on to the next. So trying to go out there, obviously interdivisional matchup, so we understand who we're playing, but it's about coming out with a win by any means.
Nothing personal?
Nothing personal, bro. Just play ball.
How motivating is it to know that they haven't won a playoff game in a long time here? You're trying to break that drought.
Very, because in my 7 years I haven't won one either. This is my 4th time going to playoffs, so I haven't won. So I'm definitely want to check that box, and it starts Saturday.
You know what that environment's like there. What are you anticipating with the Steelers going there? I mean, from fan standpoint for them, they've seen a lot of games up here in the postseason. Now the Steelers go there.
Same old crazy fans, they have a great fan base. Stadium's always rocking. We're gonna go in there, try to silence the crowd a little bit,
The way you guys played against Henry in the first game, does that give you confidence you can kind of duplicate that?
We gotta stick to our game plan, what our coaches want us to get done, and as long as we do that, I think we can try our best to minimize all their key players they have on their offense. They have a very talented offense, whether it's Lamar, Derrick, Bate, Mark, Likely. They got a lot of talent over there. We just go out there and, execute efficiently.
I know it's a little speculative, but they did just rule Zay out. So what's your anticipation of how they compensate for that?
Same offense, maybe a little bit more 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets most likely, because those guys make a lot of plays. They're really talented. So probably just figure out ways to get 89 the ball a bit more and sprinkle in 80. Probably tote the ball 30, 35 times. Typical be more offense, just go out there and compete, be physical with them, and honestly just have fun. Have fun, and the outcome should speak for itself.
What is it about their tight ends that make them so effective in just the way that they use them?
I mean, I was there for 4 years with Mark and Lamar, so they just have that chemistry. It's kind of like a Mahomes to Kelsey thing, backyard football. When plays break down, they'll still find a way to make a play. I think Mark has like the most touchdowns after not having a touchdown until week 6. I think receiving or just tight ends, one of those.
Yeah.
But they have that chemistry. And then Likely's a great athlete. Gets in and out his breaks well. He's like a glorified receiver, really, playing tight end. He's a phenomenal player. But just gotta go out there and match up accordingly. Know your rules. Play football. That's all it is.
How do you defend chemistry in backyard football? You guys are so tape-driven and tendency-driven.
Man, ball. It's just ball. I mean, ain't nothing you can do. You gotta go out there and do your job, plaster. You know, have good eyes, have great eyes. Obviously, I mean, that's about it.
Is that where it helps you because you're at least familiar with them over 4 years? You've seen it in person and how that chemistry works?
It's been 4 years. I wouldn't say like that. I mean, it's been more than that, but I wouldn't say like that's a way to really like, you know, judge of how well I know them. I haven't played with them in a while. I played Mark. This will be my second time playing Mark. So, you know, it's about just studying tape and sticking to your technique. You know, I'm just trying to go out there and play efficiently.
Sean, we've seen some mosh pits. We've seen some excitement. How do you feel like prep mindset, everything is heading into Saturday?
I think great. I think everyone's spirits are up, you know, especially after that little slump we had. I think Casey came into practice this week and was just trying to keep everybody's energy up and, you know, get us to start fast, wake up, you know. I think he did a great job of that. I think the preparation this week was something we haven't had in a couple of weeks, so it feels good to get back to our brand of football at practice. So I think it'll translate to the game.
How vital is it for you guys, you and Minka specifically, to run with these guys, tight ends, limit their passing windows to open up the rest of what you guys want to do on defense?
Huge, obviously, because those are his top guys. And after we just do that, we got to make sure we plaster and then give our D-line enough time to get home.
Casey, do anything in particular that got your attention in terms of the wake up?
No, it's just Casey being Casey. We will be with that guy here. I love Casey, but great dude.
I feel like you guys are any further ahead of where you were this time last year going into the playoffs?
Yeah, way more confident too.
Where's that come from, though?
Just being with each other, having a season that we had, come back to the camp, and just knowing our divisional opponent.
Najee Arthur's talked about learning from the last four. What have you learned from the last four that can help you guys this Saturday?
We got to take care of the ball. Taking care of the ball is important. Executing our plays, executing small assignments, and getting back to, you know, our winning football.
I know a lot's been made about some of the changes that they made in the secondary, and that's helped their defense over the course of the season.
You talking about the Ravens secondary?
Yeah.
Oh.
Has there been a trickle effect to what they're doing in the front seven as well, or is that kind of just maintained from what you remember going back to the first time you played?
I mean, you know, they did make secondaries. We noticed that. But, you know, at the end of the day, all the changes they made from top, bottom, all we got to do is just execute on our part. No matter who they have out there or what they do. We got to do what we got to do. And that's just the most important thing to us.
Did it mean anything to you to get that 1,000-yard mark again for the fourth year in a row and extend that streak?
How hungry are you for playoff win?
I mean, I'm looking for my first one, so it's important.
What's Russell Wilson's energy been like this week, you know, as far as trying to be a leader and a veteran who's been in this situation a lot in his career?
It's good, man, to have somebody at that position to win playoff games and, you know, make it all the way through and win one. So it gives a good insight. But, you know, all that matters is what we do Saturday.
As a guy that grew up, I mean, all around the Steelers, obviously, what does it mean to be facing the Ravens in the playoffs? I mean, this is such a fierce rivalry. Is it elevated even more in the postseason?
Yeah, you know, they know us, we know them, so it's always going to be a great matchup. And now that's in the playoffs, it's going to be even a lot more, you know. So we're all ready for this matchup, and I know that they are too. So it's going to be a good one.
What's the energy been like at practice this week? I saw a couple days ago, practice started out with the mosh pit. I mean, how have you guys kind of carried that throughout the week?
Man, we're just ready. We fired up. You know, the pass is the pass, and we know this is a single elimination tournament. We all start 0-0, so we're fired up. We know who we got, and it's going to be a good one.
How much of what the Ravens do run-wise stresses the secondary as well? Or maybe better said, how can you guys help out in that capacity?
Just read our run gaps and our run fits, you know, and then be ready to bring your neck roll and tackle Derrick Henry. You know, once you get going, it's kind of hard to stop him, so we just got to be physical and get him down.
How much
is that different, Joe? Is it that different tackling Henry?
I mean, no. I mean, every back is really good, and Henry's a big guy, but we all got to tackle him the same. We got to get him down. It's the game we play football, so it's nothing.
How much does it help you guys if, you know, Dante is able to go? I know he's practiced all week with his back issues. Just what kind of boost is that for the secondary?
I mean, it's a boost for everybody. You know, Dante's a good player. He's been great to us all season, so getting him back in the rotation is going to be good for us. And I know once he get out there, he's going to be ready to play.
You remember that you probably went in high school, 2014 Ravens Steelers playoffs, or see your dad. You wouldn't remember your dad played a Ravens play. It was not too long ago. But do you remember any of the Ravens Steelers playoff games?
Yeah, I remember a couple. I mean, I was young a little bit, but I definitely remember those back and forth matchups. And I'm just happy to be a part of this one. and get to make my name in this game. So I'm ready to just make some plays out there.
When it comes to tackling Derrick Henry, I mean, how much does it help to have DeShon Elliott back out there? I think he missed the last game.
I mean, it's good. DeShon always loves to run through somebody's face. So, just to have him back on the squad, playing and feeling great, that's just another addition to the puzzle that we have back on the team.
Did he seem kind of peeved that he didn't get to play last time down there in Baltimore since he was out?
Yeah, no guys really want to miss a game, especially a close game like a close division game like the Ravens. So the fact that we got him back, he get to play them this time around. He's fired up, and we fired up for him.
So it's like he's going to bring his own neck roll and everyone else's too.
Of course, yes. Yes, ma'am.
The NFL teams that you've faced so far in your career, how unique are the Ravens in their approach to their tight ends?
I feel like they use their tight ends in a different way because him and Mark Andrews came in at the same time. Lamar Jackson, they have a tight connection. They've been doing this since they were rookies. So just that tandem alone, they're always going to be communicating on a different level. So like I said before, we just got to play sticky coverage, get on these guys, and just move fast.
The Ravens announced that Zay Flowers is out for Saturday. What have you seen from the other receivers, Bateman, Aguilar, 2 tight ends as well?
I think they're good for. I think they're all good. Lamar know how to use them well. Especially when he moves around in that pocket, he likes to get guys open, and they do a good job getting open. So we just gotta play sticky coverage, like I always say, and just fly around.
A couple more guys.
Ready for tonight? Got some time carved out for tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm tuned in tonight. Yeah, my boys are gonna get it done. We are, baby.
Film study out of the way. You can just give yourself 3.5 hours to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. Yeah, definitely.
Grow up liking the Ravens at all?
No, I was not. I actually. I didn't grow up a Ravens or Commanders fan, even though everybody asks me if I'm always a Ravens fan. But my proximity is more closer to the what I knew as the Redskins, now the Commanders. But I didn't grow up a fan of either one of them. No, none of them are.
Okay.
I grew up a Cowboys fan. Everybody grew up a Cowboys fan, but obviously I'm no longer a Cowboys fan.
Do you have friends or extended family who are going to be texting you this week?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I my mom is from Baltimore. She grew up in Baltimore, so. I got plenty of family in Baltimore, so obviously they'll be texting me here or whatever.
Boys in the Washington Post.
Wow.
Is your mom a Ravens fan or Cowboys fan?
My mom, she's a Cowboys fan. She's a Cowboys fan. She liked, Tony Dorsett. My first jersey as a kid was Roy Williams, so we were never Ravens or Redskins fans. We was always Cowboys fans. But we're me fans now. So.
Obviously, we'll see how the right guard situation plays out today, but what can you say just about the job Mason's done all season?
He's done great. Obviously, some people could easily be like, hey, are you kind of mad about it, sad about it, whatever, but I was like, no, I mean, that's immature to do things like that. That's not really being a good teammate or being a good player, being a good person. That's not in my character. We always joke and say that, granted, I am older than him in, NFL experience, but he is older than me. And yeah, he's older than me.
He was a 6th-year guy.
Yeah, so he turned 25 before I do. But we always joke with him like, you did 20 years at South Dakota State, but no. But yeah, that's immature of me to think that I should be there or whatever. You just got to be prepared when your number's called. Yeah.